Oh my good lord, come on guys. What's up my beautiful people, Paramoto back at you with another video. Welcome to October in the South, and it's like 5 o'clock in the PM and it's still 88 degrees out. I wanted to make a topic video today for you guys. So I got a comment recently on my YouTube channel, obviously, because y'all watch this on the YouTube channel, right? I ride motorcycles on my YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys knew that either. If we're gonna start stating the obvious, I guess I should start off with there. I ride motorcycles, right? So anyway, I got a comment on my YouTube channel about how much I have spent for maintenance on my beautiful 2018 Ducati 959 Panigale. We got an airplane coming by. We got a straight up Top Gun moment. Top Gun! What was I saying? Okay, so I got a comment today, and it was asking the question how much I've spent on maintenance on my 2018 Ducati Panigale 959. And the gentleman was genuinely surprised when I told him it is zero. I have spent $0 on the maintenance of this motorcycle. I had spent money, I spent like $200 I think on the 600 kilometer service, which is like 1,200 mile service. I think it ends up being like 1,221 mile service. I spent a couple $100s, if that. I think it might have been even cheaper than that. Nothing came up as a red flag during my 600 kilometer service, so it was just service and that was it. After the service, I had some issues here and there with the Panigale. These were mainly setup issues. Front brake reservoir was rubbing the windshield nuts and they were disintegrating. I had and then when they lowered it, the line for the clutch was actually rubbing on the steering stabilizer. So that was purely setup problems. That was nothing mechanical from Ducati. These bikes are very tight. Everything has its place and needs to be perfect. So there was a little bit of growing pains and a couple other small issues. All my issues with this bike were 100% taken care of by Ducati's fantastic service department. I go to Garcia Moto in Raleigh. If you guys are going to buy a Ducati in North Carolina, I highly recommend Garcia Moto. I'm not paid by them. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not even given a friendly, like, here's a free cup of coffee if you say something nice about us. My view on Garcia Moto in Raleigh, North Carolina is 100% built on my experiences as a full paying customer, because these guys are so awesome, it makes me want to only buy Ducati. So these guys took care of everything with this bike free of charge. Like, I'm paying for the warranty, or I did pay for the warranty, and everything has been free of charge since. So it's zero with this bike. That kind of got me thinking about what other people say about my motorcycle, is that, you know, Ducatis are trash and they're gonna fall apart on you. Well, no, they're not. Ducati has had some spotty reliability issues in the past. I've seen some Panigale V4s catch on fire. I've seen some issues with them. Not everybody that buys a V4 has their motorcycle catching on fire, so they're working on issues. You never buy the first run of anything anyway without expecting a lot of issues. So I get a lot of comments, oh man, that Ducati's nice, but it's gonna kill you in the service department. It's like, brother, I've taken this thing on a 400-mile road trip, and this thing didn't even stop. Like, when I would go to restart it up, it would almost, like, I would just have to kiss the start button, and it would, you know, spin right up, be ready to go. Like, this is my first time on it in 6 days. I rode the piss out of it during a 2-week break I had, and I never washed it. But other than that, this bike looks brand new, and I've had it for almost a year now. It's got, I believe, 4,480 miles on the clock, and it looks and feels brand new. I rode this bike more this year than I had, you know, my previous bikes in years past. I used to ride a lot, and then I had a little bit of issues with the CBR 600 that I had, and I kind of lost some interest in riding. But I have been riding this bike quite a bit more than what I normally would ride a bike, and I've had it since December, so I've had it before 2018. So I'll be honest with you, I'm very impressed with the way that this bike holds up. Everything is spot on. Like, I've told you guys about the mechanical feeling of all the levers and everything before, and that mechanical feeling goes to the quality of the parts put on this motorcycle. This bike is built with quality parts by quality people, and it holds up. and then it's maintained by people that are very knowledgeable and very customer friendly. So your Ducati, when you get it, is not going to fall apart on you. You're not going to have to worry about, you know, outrageous services all the time. That's another question I get. You know, how much is your services on that thing? That's got to kill your bank account. Like, no, it doesn't. Every 7,500 miles, you got to go and get an oil change and make sure all your bolts are still tight and everything. But other than that, dudes, like, yeah, the 15,000 mile, which my Honda CBR 600RR that I bought in 2014 and sold it in 2017 didn't even have 15,000 miles on it. I think I was at 13 or 14,000 miles. So every 3 or 4 years, I'm gonna have to pay for an expensive service for this bike, and it's gonna be over $1,000. But it's an Italian sport bike. You have to expect things to be slightly more expensive when you have something exotic. So yes, every 15,000 miles, you're gonna have to spend $1,000-ish on an expensive service. But to be honest with you, the services on my my CBR 600 weren't that much cheaper. Like, and the intervals weren't that much different. Like, I think there were about 15,000 miles on CBR 600RR in the years that I bought. You had to spend a lot of money, and they had to do valve checks and shit like that. So, I mean, are you gonna get off on cheaper services when you buy a Japanese bike? Yeah, probably, but they're not gonna be that much cheaper. Not so cheaper that it steers my purchase decision on what bike to get. But other than that, guys, I mean, the paint has held up. The paint looks brand new. My mirrors obviously have not fallen off yet. I've seen that where like the mirrors basically rattle off. That hasn't happened to me yet. Everything looks brand new, besides for the fluids, which have changed, and they're a little bit darker now. They'll be replaced the next time I get a service. Everything is brand new on this bike, besides for the wear items like the tires and whatnot. The brakes feel brand new. Everything still feels brand new, and I've had this bike for almost a year now. This thing is going to look 10 years old after 2 years, you know, unless I ride the shit out of it, which I have a big announcement for you guys, talking about riding the shit out of this bike for next year. So stay tuned for that, coming later on this week or next week. If you're not a Ducati nerd, you probably won't know that Ducati isn't their own company anymore. Like most of these companies that are kind of hit or miss reliability wise will be like a standalone company that does all their own things. Ducati is actually part of Volkswagen Group now. So Volkswagen also bought Lamborghini, so Ducati's underneath the same family as Lamborghini. Volkswagen heard about all these issues that these Italian manufacturers were having when they bought them, and they said, you guys got to cut the shit. These things got to become reliable, and you know, the services have to become more affordable, and they've done that. So now, instead of getting like you know, a fancy Italian blah 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 bike that, you know, may be really awesome or, you know, may fall apart on you, you get basically German reliability. I mean, this isn't really, I mean, I guess the bike is still manufactured in Italy. It's still manufactured in Bologna, Italy, but it's a German bike. I mean, kinda. You know, so you should kind of expect the same kind of reliability out of like a BMW, you know, or a VW, you know. So right now, I have no issues with this bike at all. So if your main point of not buying a Ducati was that it wasn't going to hold up, don't even worry about it anymore. These bikes are solid. They're going to be solid for a long time. I wouldn't worry about it at all. Just get what you want. I mean, honestly, that's what I tell everybody. Get what you love. Get what you want. Get what's gonna, like, when you go out to your garage and you see your bike, you want to be like, you just want to be inspired. And you know what? Ducati does that for me. It might not do that for everybody, but Ducati really, truly does that for me. I love these bikes. I don't really want to ride another bike. I'm still thinking about getting like a Japanese 600 eventually for a second bike, but this bike will always have my heart for sure. Other than that, guys, I gotta go pick up my ball python's dinner. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again, guys. Deuces.